Okay, so hi everyone. I'm sure that you're very excited to hear what I have to say after you heard all of those really, really good TED Talks. So I just want everyone to recognize that all the people that went before me did really amazing jobs. So shout out to you guys because you guys were all incredibly amazing. So to begin, perhaps you notice this when you're eating dinner with your family. Perhaps you notice this when you're with your friends at your lunch table. Or perhaps, upon introspection, you notice this within yourself. What I'm talking about is the degeneration of an argument when, instead of talking logically, you use name callings and sling insults at your opponents. Now I know that calling the person that you disagree with an idiot may feel satisfying in the moment, but when does this actually miraculously win you the argument? For most of us, this is probably never. So why do we do it? And how can we fix this? This is what I'm here to talk about with you today. So, now that Donald Trump is president, a lot of us have become a lot more politically involved than we were before. As a rather controversial figure, he tends to be either passionately loved or passionately hated. For those of you who hate Donald Trump, is it because you think he's a racist, a bigot, or an Islamophobe? And for those of you who love Trump, do you think he's a savvy businessman, a true man of the people, and a candid person who just tells it like it is? I know that this may be a very sensitive topic for some of you, but the path to open-mindedness is often a rugged one. And the very fact that you're here at this TED Talk right now means to me that you want to be challenged, that you're actively looking to improve yourself. And as the saying goes, ignorance may be bliss, but the fact that you're here today means that you want to challenge yourself to think without limits. So, I want you to come up with evidence to support your stance on Donald Trump. So, if you hate Trump or you love Trump, think about the reasons why you feel this way. And I want you to think of reasons that you yourself know to be true. So, you can't use evidence that you've heard in a rant from a family member or something that you've heard just from somebody on the news, like on Fox or MSNBC. And some of you may be sitting here saying, well, Jordan, that's where I get my information from. I have nothing else to go off of. And that's okay for now. But you should recognize that you may be guilty of being narrow-minded. Only listening to the news source that you know will confirm the opinions you already hold is known as confirmation bias, and this is very dangerous to you as a thinker and an arguer. So, while you could mindlessly listen to Fox if you're a conservative or MSNBC if you're a liberal, you won't actually get anywhere. You'll simply stay in a reoccurring cycle of hearing the opinions you agree with and continuing to hold those opinions. This would be like if a judge decided if a criminal was guilty or innocent based on what their favorite news source said. So we can all see the logical fallacy with that. Now, what I'm about to suggest to you may seem like a cruel and unusual punishment, but I promise you the reward of open-mindedness will be well worth it. I want you to watch a news station that holds the dissenting view from the one you typically watch. So, if you usually watch about 30 minutes of Fox, try to watch 15 to 30 minutes of MSNBC, and vice versa. Through this, you'll be able to gain a more complex understanding of the key issues that affect us today. Media tries to portray issues as something which is black or white, but in reality, most issues fall in the more ambiguous gray area. And so, by flipping between news sources which have different views, you'll be able to see the bias more clearly, and this will allow you to separate facts from simply opinion-based speculation. And the awareness of both sides and the recognition of the facts is where the open-mindedness truly comes in, and you'll stop regurgitating what you hear on TV and actually begin to form opinions for yourself. This can also apply to reading Snapchat articles or just watching videos on YouTube. So many of us also hear summaries of speeches given by Trump or other controversial figures or just public figures, and we also hear about bills like the recent tax budget that the Republicans passed and about how this will affect us in our daily lives. But when, if ever, did you actually go and read the transcript of the speech or actually read the bill itself and decide for yourself how you think that bill will affect you? Now, I know this may seem like a time-consuming process, so many of us probably have never done this, but I want to challenge you today. to look at the major controversial speeches and to look at the most important bills of our time and actually try to read parts of it. This way, you can eliminate the middleman, being the media, and simply see the information for itself without any opinions being thrown at you. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to change your mind about most or possibly any of the issues and opinions that you hold, but awareness of the other side gives you a more full perspective of the issue, and you'll also be able to strengthen your own arguments because you'll be forced to form counter-arguments to the issues raised by the other side. And by acknowledging the legitimacy of the other side and understanding their perspective, you will be able to think in a more open-minded manner instead of simply telling yourself that the other side is always wrong and you are always right. And so I know it may be easy and satisfying to curse out your opponent, but you'll lose all intelligent argument. By recognizing that the other side has merit, a healthy argument can take place. To finish, JFK said, "The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all." By becoming more open-minded, you'll allow yourself to make more educated choices, both in elections, but also just in your daily life. Therefore, for your own sake and the benefit of society, I implore you to make an effort to become more open-minded. Thank you.